What is up, fellow web slingers? Welcome back to the channel. The Symbiotic Relationships panel at San Diego Comic-Con 2023 certainly proved to be a massive success, as a plethora of different story details got revealed, big and small. The voice actors and Insomniac developers confirmed a bunch of different things. We got some news about brand new merchandise for Marvel Spider-Man 2, and of course, yes, the best for last, we got the Marvel Spider-Man 2 official story trailer. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down that entire trailer from beginning to end, as well as talk about some of the little tidbits that Insomniac talked about during this panel. So without wasting any more time, grab a bucket of popcorn or your favorite snack, and let's jump right into this breakdown. The trailer starts off with a bang, giving us our first look at Harry Osborne on screen in this universe. Him and Peter are hanging out and catching up at their old stomping grounds at one of the brand new locations that we're actually going to be able to explore in this game of Midtown High, sitting at the bleachers in the football field. And this looks to be like just Peter and Harry catching up, and it's important to note that Harry doesn't look very sick anymore. He's kind of saying that, look, this is my second chance, and he's going to take advantage of not having his life be threatened anymore. Well, for the time being at least, I think. It's important to know that Harry says that he needs Peter to be with him on this, and that his mission is to heal the world. I'm guessing that this mission that Harry's talking about may just be to carry out the events of the first game, where him and Peter were previously working with those research stations for Oscorp that his mother was previously in charge in. So he might just want to delve back into that and just start helping people now that he's healthy again. We then get shown some brand new shots of Peter and Miles demonstrating their amazing and improved traversal system that Insomniac has developed. And we also see some insanely improved upon and just truly cinematic aerial shots of New York City. And it seems that they're more focused on the new locations that we're going to be exploring, like Queen, for instance, and Coney Island, which leads us into this very next shot, where the gang's all here. Peter, Miles, MJ, and Harry, and I believe Genki's also with them. And Peter's just basically introducing Genki and Miles to Harry because Harry's been gone for the past year or two. And this is where things really start to get interesting, because after Miles shakes Harry's hand, the interaction between Peter and Miles almost seems a little bit awkward, as if they kind of haven't seen each other in a while. It seems like they're almost catching up, which is definitely new and something we haven't seen before in the previous games because they've been working in pretty close tandem. And Miles just kind of points out, hey, new job, huh? And this is interesting because the developers over at Insomniac revealed where Peter and Miles are actually at this stage in their lives. This game takes place 9 to 10 months after the events of Spider-Man Miles Morales. Miles is currently in the process of college applications, and Peter's just starting out this new job teaching. But Miles also sounds a little bit worried here. He asks Peter if he's still gonna have time for quote-unquote tutoring, which we all know is Spider-Man work. And Peter's response isn't all that reassuring. He just says, we'll figure it out. So if I were to guess, Peter, I think, mentioned in Miles Morales' game that he's going to be moving into Aunt May's house. And for those of you that are homeowners, it's not cheap to own a home. And I definitely don't think that Aunt May was swimming in the money or really had any sort of insurance policy. But that's just a random guess. So it seems like Peter's really going to be making it his mission to actually pay his rent or pay his bills so he can actually have somewhere to live. Because I'm also sure that Peter's not going to want to be as careless and just lose this house completely to the bank. Now that Aunt May's gone, and just to have himself live a fulfilling life, he doesn't want to be homeless, and he doesn't want to lose that last bit of Aunt May that is still left around. So it kind of makes sense that he's lacking a little bit with the Spider-Man work. He's trying to make it his mission to actually focus on his career for once. And that's just the whole part of being Spider-Man. No matter what Peter chooses to do, he's gonna end up on the short end of the stick. But anyways, we finally then get to see some more shots of Kraven and his men. And this scene is absolutely hilarious when we see the guy with the stuffed bear on his head. I don't exactly know where they are. It's so weird. They're in like a building, but there's like trees and like jungle woods are all around them. It's just very weird to see that in New York City. Peter makes a hilarious quip saying, I didn't know bears were around these woods. We finally get to see a little more of a voiceover from Peter, and we actually get to see a little more of the web wings being put on display, which is pretty cool. But anyways, Peter's saying to MJ, who we now know after being confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con is now working for J. Jonah Jameson at the Daily Bugle. That's right, she's not going to be working for Robbie Robertson anymore. Triple J has now stepped back into his role at head of the Daily Bugle. And Peter's just kind of giving MJ a heads up about Kraven, and I think he wants her to do a little bit of investigative journalism, going back to her roots. He then explains to MJ that he's here on some kind of hunt. Kraven's gonna be out for everyone in this game. We saw on that tablet from the gameplay reveal trailer that he's going out for everybody and he's taking no prisoners. He's looking for that challenge. The next really interesting shot that we see is Peter all dappered up in this tuxedo, looking like he's serving at some expensive place. I don't know. I really can't think of much to make up for this scene. All I can really kind of tell is that Peter kind of has a worried look on his face, like he doesn't want to be doing what he's doing. Maybe he just needs the money and kind of has to do it. I kind of had a little theory that maybe he's doing this work for Wilson Fisk because he might be paying a lot, and he also doesn't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, so I'm not sure. That's really the only thing I could make up. We also then get to see the symbiote out in the wild all by itself. And I think I got an explanation for this right here. I think this might be a flashback from when they actually find the symbiote. And I think that guy with the glasses and with the tie and everything, I think that's Dr. Connors before he lost his arm. Because if you remember in the post-credit scene for Spider-Man Miles Morales, Dr. Connors was working very closely with Norman on the whole symbiote project for Harry. So I kind of think it would only make sense for him to actually find the symbiote and take it captive. And that would absolutely tie in the whole lizard arc and why Peter's going after the lizard to help with Harry's condition. Miles then tells Peter that if he needs him, he's only a call away. And I didn't really talk about this actually when we were at the Coney Island scene, but Miles is actually sporting a brand new hairstyle, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it right now. It might grow on me just like the new Peter Parker face scan, but as of right now, I just think it's okay. I do prefer his more short crew cut look, but I think this will grow on me in due time. And while we're on the topic of the characters' appearances, I just want to talk about how much I love the brand new design for MJ in this game. She looks absolutely amazing. I don't know if they went with a whole new face character model for her, but she just looks so much better. My only gripe is she does look a little bit old. RJ and I were talking about that in the Peter and Miles podcast the other night. But that's my only gripe. I think she looks fantastic. I absolutely am loving the Ben Jordan face model on Peter Parker more and more as the time goes on, especially with seeing him in this game. I think he looks absolutely way better than in Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales. He's just really starting to lose that youthful touch on his face. He's really starting to look a lot more matured, like a guy who's actually in his mid-20s. And now we probably got the biggest shock to me in this entire trailer, and that was we see Martin Lee. I did not expect to see Stephen O. Young reprise his role as Martin Lee, aka Mr. Negative in this game, and to see Miles come face to face with him, that is going to make for one hell of a dramatic scene. And even Martin Lee's appearance, they nailed it. He's got this Keanu Reeves looking vibe on him. It certainly matches up for, I think, right around 3 years since the events of the first game has passed. So it makes sense that he's looking like this. But anyways, he's in the raft prison, or at this point, he looks like he was in the raft, as there looks to be some sort of prison break. And that's why the two Spider-Men are there. And it seems like Miles is letting his personal emotions get the best of him, because obviously Mr. Negative killed his father. We then get to see what looks to be like the person that's causing this whole prison break. It's this brick wall with a massive hole in it and just flames, guns ablazing, there's fire everywhere, and this figure emerges from the flames with these sort of tendrils, I don't know what, the chain weapons, I don't know what you want to call those, but this is absolutely the former captain of NYPD, Yuri Watanabe, who is now known as the Vigilante of the Wraith. And for those of you who have been following my channel for a bit, you know that the Wraith in this game is one of my most anticipated villains because of the connection that Spider-Man has with her. And similarly, but not on the same level as Miles Morales and Martin Lee, I think the Wraith and Peter Parker's Spider-Man are definitely going to have that same sort of dramatic interaction. Another one of my favorite scenes comes right after that, and it's when Miles' mom, Rio Morales, is saying, all Miles talks about is how to be a better Spider-Man, to help you. This is the interaction that I didn't know that I needed. But I am wondering if Miles' mother actually knows that it's Peter under that mask, but I guess it doesn't really matter a whole lot. It's just something that really sparks my interest. But that's also got me thinking, why would Rio be giving Peter this sort of speech unless something happened to Miles? I have a feeling that something happened to Miles, whether he got hurt or whether Miles gets the symbiote. Something's going on, I think, because I can't really think of another reason for Rio to be talking to Peter that way unless something drastic happened. Speaking of dramatic, we get this voiceover of Miles saying, "What the hell is wrong with Pete?" And then MJ saying he's not himself. And then we get this shot of her, it seems like she's hiding from Peter. And we see Symbiote Peter Parker, Symbiote Spider-Man, seems like he's looking for her. Could it be possible that Peter is hunting his own girlfriend? That is going to be absolutely nuts if that's true. This may be the most ruthless and brutal version of Symbiote Spider-Man that we've ever gotten, and it just truly is going to show how much the symbiote is corrupting Pete's mind, and I am here for it. MJ then basically demands Miles to go help him, so we then see this room full of, I think, Kraven's goons mixed with some others that I'm not really too familiar with. There's like guys in knight armor and just zebras on the wall. It's just a very weird scenario and just setting in general. But then we see a little bit of the symbiote's weakness as he's on the top of the lizard, and the lizard is just roaring very loudly, and we all know that the symbiote is very sensitive to high decibel sound. So I'm kind of wondering if the concept of sound is going to have an effect on Peter getting rid of the symbiote, so the jury's still out on that one. We then see Harry seeming a little bit frustrated with Peter's, reiterating the fact that this was our dream. So Peter obviously must have been doing something to piss him off a little bit, and we see that Harry's using a cane to limp around. I think he's in Feast here, but Harry is still obviously, I think, reeling a little bit. He might even be sick a little bit still. More epic symbiote shots are completely followed right after that. The symbiote suit in this game is going to be an absolute cheat code. The first shot of Norman in this trailer is then shown, reiterating to Harry that he's not going to lose him, as the symbiote's just lurking in that tank in the back that Harry used to be in. How the heck did they get Harry out of that tank, but still were able to tame the symbiote in the tank? That's going to be interesting. I hope they show how the heck they do that, because that's going to be interesting. Another very interesting shot is where we see Harry throw something at the window in a very frustrating way. And you know, this has kind of got me thinking. I know a lot of people feel that with the whole dialogue mirroring between Venom and Harry, that Harry's going to become Venom. I think that's a complete misdirect. I think that I'm sticking to my guns. I think that Harry Osborne is going to be becoming the Green Goblin. And I think that the Goblin Serum is what is going to ultimately cure Harry. Because we all already know that the symbiote was in fact rejecting Harry in the post-credit scene for Miles Morales. Dr. Connors, the lead scientist on this project, even said it himself to Norman. You can't really just force something to bond with something else, especially if it's a living thing. It's just, I guess, science. I'm no scientist, but that's just science. I wouldn't be surprised if the Goblin Serum is the key to Harry's cured illness, and that's where this frustration is coming from. Because if he's all healthy now, he should be counting his blessings and just be the happiest go lucky guy. Because he's even lucky to be alive right now, and the Goblin Serum is the only logical explanation that I can think of to cause him to be this pissed off about something. We then get another beautiful, beautiful aerial shot of I'm pretty sure that's Peter. I guess it could be Harry, but I think it's Peter. And we get the first voiceover of this trailer from the one and only Tony Todd, who voices Venom, saying, "We are going to heal the world." Of course, this mirrors the line that Harry said at the beginning of the trailer about healing the world, and that's where a lot of people are getting that quote-unquote confirmation that Harry's becoming Venom.
We're going to heal the world.
Like I said, I'm not buying it at all, at least not yet. I believe it's definitely a misdirect. But last but not least, they saved perhaps the best shots of this trailer for last. We see Venom wreaking havoc on what I believe to be one of Kraven's gunships. He is just absolutely tearing this thing to shreds and takes it down to the ground all by himself, just ripping it apart. And the trailer ends with that hellacious screech, an iconic screech that Venom has. I tell you what a way to end the trailer, and just what a way to present this trailer. This trailer was absolutely amazing. I don't know if I like it as much as the gameplay reveal trailer, probably, I think. This trailer was absolutely bananas. Last thing I want to talk about before I sign off on this video here today is that Insomniac officially unveiled the console bundle for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which includes this epic PlayStation 5 console with the Marvel Spider-Man 2 covers, as well as the Marvel Spider-Man 2 controller. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, oh, I already have a PlayStation 5. I'm not going to be able to get this. Don't be so sure about that. You will be able to get your hands on this without buying a whole new console, because they're going to be selling separately the controllers as well as just the separate covers for Marvel Spider-Man 2. So you don't have to spend that $500 odd to buy a brand new console just to have the protective covers on the sides. You're going to be able to get all of that separately if you do so desire. But guys, that's going to do it for this breakdown video for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 story trailer that was revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. Be sure to let me know down below in the comment section if there was any hidden details or Easter eggs that you picked up on that I missed in this video. And also let me know how hyped you are for Marvel's Spider-Man 2 to be released in just under 3 months on October 20th. After the release of this trailer, there's going to be plenty more theory videos that I have coming in the pipeline for you guys. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss anything. Thank you all so much for watching. See ya, chumps.
See ya, chump.